Hello and welcome to the 2020 Disc Golf Pro Tour Tour Championship presented by Grip 6. We are here. We have done it. 2020 season has come to an end this week, Paul. Big Barry commentary joined in the booth. Paul Ulibarri. I'm Jeremy Koling.
I'm sad.
I know.
But I'm also excited.
I'm very sad.
You're very, very happy.
Yeah, I'm a very happy guy here. Happy to be home at one of my most beloved courses in the world, Colten, Montgomery. He is actually leading the entire field today in points. So that's very important as we get into this format. Ooh.
Oh, coming at ya.
Ladies. Oh, ladies.
Lady.
Ezra Aderhold. Obviously, he's got the jump up today because Austin Hannum got the jump into the first round bye after Simon had to drop out of the tournament with that elbow injury that he's been battling since we got back from the initial quarantine. And here we are, folks.
Get well soon, Simon.
Yes, of course. Hole 1 at Hornet's Nest, 390 feet, par 3. This one is a doozy of a starting hole. Very tight gap you have to go through, about 8 feet wide at its most narrow. Players are going to want to throw a fairway driver that flies as straight as possible. It is so scary to go this hole aggressively, though, because there's so many trees you can kick early.
Disc Mania. Put your hands together for Mr. Colten, Montgomery.
Yeah, you're totally right. I mean, what a starting hole. Take your straightest disc and hope you throw it
right down the gut. If you just barely miss this shot, it is worse than missing it by a mile. And Colten has just barely missed it.
Yeah, that was so close. It was even drifting.
PMT time. Hailing from Charlotte, North Carolina, representing Innova, Champion Discs. Please put your hands together for Mr. Jeremy Koling.
You're going to be going with the sidearm flip-up hyzer, which is a little bit more difficult to throw, I feel like, and get all the way to the green.
Not necessarily a hole I'm playing for a park job. I'm happy with a par. And that is like right next to Colten.
Yeah.
Same tree, same kick.
On our 3 p.m. tee time, representing Innova Champion Discs, please welcome Mr. Thomas Gilbert.
Is this a mid-range?
It does look like a mid-range. Thomas would be able to tell you what it is. He'd also be able to tell you what everyone else is throwing. This is high, turned over, and that is in a lot of danger. Early is such a bad place to be on this one, especially off the fairway.
Please welcome our fourth competitor, representing OTB Discs. Put your hands together for Mr. Ezra Aderhold.
He's so ripped. It's crazy.
That poor disc.
I know. And he is throwing a C-line FD3. Fast. Really, really fast. And this is looking so good right into the last second.
That was almost perfect.
If there was one tree on this fairway that I could cut down, it would be the one he hit. I think that's just a very skinny one that leans out into the fairway. And once you make that initial gap, I feel like you should be able to see the disc fly just a bit farther.
And kind of a friendly kick for Thomas.
Yeah, speaking of friendly kick, that right there was a zippin'. And Thomas was very fortunate to be within 25 feet.
And those kicks are going to go a long ways today. Every stroke is way more important than really any tournament.
Yep.
Find the way.
And that's a scramble right there.
Yeah, that's not where I want to be after the first shot of the day.
Yeah, it's almost like a semi-par 4-ish type thing to where par goes a long ways and just getting you to the next hole. You'll see a lot of bogeys on this.
Mm-hmm. And Colten and I literally were within a foot of one another, so very similar gap. Colten actually hit his line a lot better than I did. The line I was going for should have left me where Colten was. So I missed it and got closer. And Thomas with a nice par after an errant drive. Really, the speed on the second shot was really bad as well, and ended up getting away with a good score. Colten able to save his par. So we'll have 4 pars on the starting hole, fortunately. Not really, well, the 3 of us didn't have good drives. Ezra was so close to being up there, and I mean, I think he would have been blasting past the basket with his speed. Going with a fairway driver on this hole, it's like a putter range for him. But shout out to Gavin Rathbun, Terry Roethlisberger, and Anthony Varela, who were able to pick up the starting birdie. Always a great feeling on that hole. It's so hard. Hole 2, the island hole, par 3, 330 feet, across the water. Any out-of-bounds shot will proceed to the FPO drop tee pad, which is just a little bit farther up. And then any subsequent shots that go out of bounds would then go to a drop zone on the island about 60 feet away. This hole is so difficult to keep them close because the pine straw all slopes to the water's edge, and that pine straw is so slick up there on the green. Colten going with his hard tactic.
So good.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see right there, and we're going to zip that back real quick and get a little follow flight for this beautiful shot. Couldn't tell if it was going to clear the wall, but he just threw such a line drive shot right to the pin. Never had a chance to be anywhere outside 10 feet. This is my 11-time Eagle L.
This looks great. If you can miss those Guardians, oh, go in.
And we were just talking about the excitement of an ace and how it's hard to kind of calm yourself down right before I teed off. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, I got to do it. I got to calm down. But I don't get aces. I just watch them.
And you're rarely calmed down.
Ever. Thomas, safe. Not the putt you really want for birdie, though. That's a very fast green with that slope coming into play. If it's not right on line, that can go all the way to the edge of the wall in a heartbeat. And Ezra with, I believe, his P2. And that also is back edge of the circle. Those are both going to be kind of scary putts outside the circle on this green. Like I said, it's just so fast on the ground.
Pretty good little break, though, to catch that last tree.
Mm-hmm. So Thomas from 50 feet.
Wow, dude. Yes.
Fearless.
That was really good. I mean, that never came off the stripe right there.
Yeah. And he said, I was just thinking, man, if I make this, I'm going to get the first slow-mos of the card.
He should think that every hole.
I know. I mean, if that works for him, I mean, he wasn't wrong. Definitely a good birdie to start off. Well, first birdie to get. I don't even count hole 1 as a birdie hole. It really just doesn't seem like it is. Ezra with a good stroke there. That's a nice birdie.
It's the second slow-mos of the round.
Ezra has such an aggressive putting style. He really puts a lot of zip on his putts.
How could he not?
I know. He's trying to go as slow as he possibly can. And he's just firing out of his arm. I'm not going to lie. I definitely was thinking those 2 guys just big putted me, and Colten's parked. I do not want to be the guy that stops Jomez from donating $25 to charity right now.
It's a real thought that happens, absolutely.
I do not want to ruin the star frame. On to hole 3, a new tee pad this year, literally put in within the week. Par 4, 674 feet, but plays much longer just because it does this wraparound hook dogleg right off to the right, and it just keeps on hooking off to the right side. Even from the perfect drive, you really can't even see the pin. You just have to throw a good shot down to the bottom. It's going to play best for a forehand turnover, but a backhand mid-range or putter that flips up can put you in position as well.
Such a demanding tee shot. I mean, you have to hit this fairway perfect.
I mean, look at this tee. It looks like it's been here for years. I really got to give a hats off to the Charlotte Disc Golf Club and to all the people that were working with the Disc Golf Pro Tour to be able to make this course really play as hard as it needs to play to be the Tour Championship. And that was a nice shot from Colten. Actually, maybe a good tree. It actually was kind of pushing deep which can be a little bit, bring a few more trees into the.
Yeah, I honestly
Second
think
shot.
if you get past that grouping that yours was flexing through, like you're just loving life no matter where you end up.
Yeah, I love the result of that one. And Thomas is heading off to the right side, which is such a bad place, but actually gets a really good kick to the edge of the fairway.
Okay, and then it's just a pitch up from there, and then it's fairly easy up and down.
And see if Thomas can invent a new shot from there. And Ezra going, I just couldn't believe he's going putter off the tee, but then, yeah, I see how strong his arms are. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess a putter.
Yeah, his muscles on muscles.
Seriously, his muscles have muscles. Oh, goodness. Thomas, look at this approach right here. Wow. He kind of did invent a shot. I mean, it's just big high Anheuser, but.
Yeah, those have been around for a long time.
Yeah, maybe he did. But he invented a great shot in that situation. He created it right there. And Ezra with a PD2. Not quite keeping it wide enough. And it's not bad, but it's not exactly. Not just going to get up and down every time from right there. He's got to kind of finagle through a couple trees.
Oh, man, these guys are just getting whacked.
Bunch of trees up there. It really pays off to be in position on this one. And that's my 2015 Sexton Firebird. And yeah, it's going to be under it, but now I got to work a little bit. No big deal there.
Sometimes those putts are nice to have at the beginning of the round. Pop a little 28-footer in, and then you're feeling confident heading the next few holes. And even if you miss it, you can still make the correction and feel a little bit confident going to the next few holes.
See, like I said, Ezra still has to work for it. He's still edged the circle. No guarantee for the par here on hole 3. Look at that run.
That was impressive.
100 feet up the hill for Colten. Thomas from so far out of position early, right side, just the worst place you really could be on the hole. Incredible approach shot, and was left with that 70-footer for the outstanding 3. So that'll just be a par. Ezra really puts his disc on hyzer and really pushes through the basket. He's not just trying to get his disc to the front chain and just drop. He's pushing through the back edge. And it's he's a great putter. Makes a lot of circle 2 putts.
Oh, that's a great birdie. I mean, it's not a bonus birdie, but it is for a lot of the field. It will be, because you feel like you can get down there to the corner, but not a lot of people are going to. I can tell you that.
3 birdies on the day. Greg Barsby and Eric Oakley being the other 2, and
there you go.
Both good forehand flex players, able to. It really calls for that off the tee. It's the best shot. On to hole 4, par 4, 610 feet. Same original, it's the original tee that we have for the long course, but we just have a new basket added for the Pro Tour Championship. OB down the right side of those trees there. It comes right around this green box and then opens up around this tree here, this beautiful tree changing colors at this time of year. One of the reasons North Carolina is such a beautiful place to be in October. The green is really the scary part of the hole here. Perch there, right there on the back corner. So important to keep the ankle control exactly what you want heading into that hill.
And if this gets under those branches, that is absolutely perfecto.
I was so happy he got low. I thought for sure I was about to get hammered down.
And when I think of Colten, I feel like he is really good at these shots right here.
So good at these shots. He really just gets his whole body behind the way that he rotates. True commitment. When Colten doesn't commit 100% to a shot, it doesn't work. But I've never seen him not commit to a shot.
Thomas getting the full flight out of that one as well. So far, 3 for 3 on, picture perfect drives.
I believe this is Ezra's nuke. And that's going to be 4 for 4 because this is just blistered. Pushing that right side OB line. I thought for a second, as fast as he throws a disc, that kind of been, once that crests that hill, there's nothing stopping it from going out of bounds down there by the walking path.
Right, and then around the world.
Thomas.
To the other side. You could park it. You never know with his kind of distance. That's kind of need a little speed control on that backside of that green. As you can see, you can get a little quick real fast.
And you're going to see it right there with Colten as well. You just cannot come into this hillside with any angle or any extra speed. It's got to be
You really want to try to push that right side on the flat, and then it'll leave you a really scary putt, but that's better than putting uphill out of bounds. Yeah,
that's right.
Kind of like this.
Yep, and that's on the right side. If you're going to miss it anywhere, the right side is flat, and there's probably at least 35 feet of flat landing zone to the right of the basket. If you want to keep your disc in bounds, that's the best place to do it. But Thomas, no harm, no foul. He is able to collect the par.
Perfectly calm day.
Yes, very good scoring conditions. Really the most difficult part about it is just the format, and we'll have to get into that for a second just for our viewers at home that aren't familiar. A couple birdies and a couple of pars on hole 4. Moving on to a hole breakdown from Paul Ulibarri.
Hole 5 is one of the signature holes here at Hornet's Nest. Even though there isn't as many guardian trees in the fairway, the hole makes it up and out of bounds. If your drive avoids the out of bounds road on the left and the OB rope down the fairway, you'll be rewarded with this fairly easy upshot into a fast green. Let's see how it plays out.
Kind of difficult to see those white stakes and exactly how they snake their way down the fairway, but basically what it's trying to do is just keep players
in bounds.
In bounds. I love it when we finish each other's sandwiches.
Look at this. Are you trying to jump that ramp? You're getting a little crazy out there. I like the confidence.
I don't know what stopped me from doing that play for the last 14 years, but I literally just started doing it within the last month, and I love it.
Yeah, that's what we call extreme disc golf.
And Ezra's got extreme power, but that's not the best thing to have on this hole. You need placement, and that has outdriven that little bubble there. That is out of bounds. This is Colten's Color Glow MD3. That is also just a bit too far right, out of bounds.
Kind of a tricky little tee shot. You can turn it over, and then for some reason they're not fighting back today.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can throw something a little straighter.
Ooh.
That one catches a good break, yeah.
That was Thomas's Rock 3. And if I'm wrong, I'll hear about it. But I'm pretty sure that's what that was. This approach needs to sit down. Coming in fast. There is out of bounds on the backside, but that's
did I find the Jeremy OB?
Oh, God.
Did I find your OB?
I think you
Okay.
I'll take that. I'll take the Jeremy OB. That's okay. You can call it that.
This needs to hurry. It is trying, but it needs to try some more.
Yeah, and
it didn't try enough.
That I can't claim that. That's not the Jeremy OB. That's the everybody that plays this course OB.
Nuh-uh.
At some point, if you played enough.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
This is Ezra's zone, pushing. Man, he hit the only place in the road that stopped him from going out of bounds. If that hits the dirt, that goes OB. If that hits the road, anywhere else, that goes OB. Good break.
Go in. Oh, a little short. That looks money.
Speaking of go in, we had a go in earlier from Eric Oakley, who two'd this hole. I have no idea how he did it, but
Well, about 3 feet higher than yours was in, so I'm guessing it was something similar to that.
probably was a good save from Ezra. Get a good illustration once again of that hyzer spin putt.
He jams putts.
He really does. If you think the fairway or the discs are scared of him, so are the baskets.
And so are we. Okay, on to Colten, who were...
Yeah, that's a tough break.
Yeah, that's...
This putt for Thomas. For birdie. And he picks that up. And
Thank you.
a good time to get into the format of this event.
You earned Thomas there.
Oh.
You earned it. Yeah. You earned Thomas.
Oh, he earned Thomas. Yeah, so we've got 2 nicknames for Thomas. He gets Thomas if he's playing well and if he's putting well. And he gets Tuomas if he isn't playing well. Just because it's 2 different. It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
We all have a
Yeah.
Tuomas.
Yeah. Hole 6, par 3, 453 feet, low ceiling with out of bounds road on the right side. This is such a hard hole to get right just because you have to push the ceiling pretty much all the way to the top to get that full flight. Great birdie to pick up. After this start that I've had, I really am not trying to jeopardize anything with just keep it consistent, throw forehand, and try to stay in bounds. And I don't know if I've done that. Because this is trying to hyzer back to the street. Definitely was scared of that one as that came out of my hand, but that's...
I think that had
fine.
enough distance if you would have flexed it at
Yeah.
the right angle, at least. You know that.
Mm-hmm. I
And you got a putt now.
Really what I'm looking for is a circle 2 putt. I'm not trying to park this one.
Thomas is.
Yeah, Thomas definitely is. And that's left side, but just beats the corner and then starts to turn over. That was a great line. Again, he just needed about 4 feet more of height, and that would have been under the basket. And that's exactly what we're talking about right there. And that's somewhere between Thomas's and Ezra's is the right height, but that was a little bit too high. But still, I mean, he's in circle 2, inside 48, 50 feet or so. It just reminds me of hole 4's drive, just the way that he can really turn on that shot. And once again, full commitment from Colten and inside the circle. That was a beautiful tee shot.
Absolutely.
Just a bit off on the left side.
Can he get another? Ooh, chain high.
Just over the top. It was right on line, I believe. Thomas with his second opportunity for a Jomez. You know it.
Didn't go up and down, just straight in.
When Jomez is on the line, Thomas really brings his best. It really is like, he's another guy that putts a lot like Ezra in that he just kind of puts a little bit of hyzer on it and really pushes through the basket, keeps on that direct line. And you hate to see that. Just such a great drive. You just want to see that get rewarded with a birdie that he pretty much earned, minus that last little bit.
Right. Maybe you could get into the format a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So the format here, we've got 12 players playing, players that, or 16 players, excuse me, 16 players that 17th place through the 32nd place in tour standings are all here today playing for the top 4 scores, which will move on into the quarterfinals. Ties are broken with tour points, so there won't be any playoffs or anything like that. So right now, if Colten comes in tied for the lowest best score, he would get the nod in that playoff. So there's a lot on the line. It's just such a difficult format. We'll talk more about it as we get through the round. Hole 7, par 4, 641 feet. New basket placement. That stake is what denotes what we normally play. This one's just a little bit harder. A blind shot, a blind second shot around the corner.
Yeah, so like little short putts like Colten just had, those are important, very important, especially down the stretch, because you don't get another round.
And it really is one of those.
Well, only 4 people get another round.
Right. It's an amazing format mentally because it brings all the pressure of the match play. Just need to miss that phantom branch.
Oh, got the phantom tree. Unbelievable. That's been there for 58 years. But good little kick to the right there. You'll have something into the green from there.
Left side of the fairway is the preferable side just for the approach angle. Thomas with a great turnover drive. Ezra, that was such a good redirection right down the middle. He's going to be behind a tree, a little bit awkward, a little bit pinched there, but he should be able to throw something from there. And Colten with his Cloud Breaker 2.
Smizzoked.
Yeah, that is exactly where you want to be. That was beautiful.
Even caught a little low-hanging branch there, but powered through it. Okay. That's as good as it gets right there.
Just need that corner. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not gonna skip too many times right in that area because it's a little bit swampy. It's just not hard packed ground, and it just came in a little bit too flat. Looking to get a little bit of edge. Colten's gonna have a circle's edge putt for his birdie. And Thomas from the right side of the fairway is gonna have to get real skippy here.
That looks pretty skippy.
Yep, and that was a great shot.
And a little jelly to match, and he's gonna have a nice little sandwich there.
Skippy peanut butter, nice. Ezra just laying that one up. Colten actually from, yeah, I think that's the circle for the other pin placement, which the FDO division is playing.
Colten with a butter putt of his own right there in the middle. That's nice.
Nice bounce back putt after that unfortunate miss on hole 6. And like you said, just any misses, any short misses really hurt. They feel, I don't know, you just want to get those birdies in the front 9 because this course gets so much more difficult on the back. I was not informed that these things were being made. Now I need them. You know I'm adding that to my mini collection. Whoa, okay. Hole 8, par 4, 534 feet. Pretty much a layup off the tee to get right, yeah. From there, it's a dog leg left, just a slight break up there, up the fairway. This hillside, though, provides a little bit of an obstacle in itself. I have to clear that and try to miss these 2 or 3 bunker trees in front of the basket that are about 30 feet or so away from the pin. Those people are going to go either with a mid-range or a putter. Every once in a while, I see a fairway driver for someone who's trying to get a little bit more aggressive and get into the gap. But that right there, you can't walk up the fairway and place it any better. This is the only person in the entire field who's going to throw a forehand on this hole. Guaranteed, because it doesn't really make any sense.
Barely missing that little guardian tree, though. That's nice. That's a nice beat there. And you're in good position. You have something from there for sure.
Yeah, it's perfect position. It's exactly where I want to be. Colten's got to miss that.
This goes a little deep, looks like.
And that's the advantage of being a local, I feel like. You just know that a fairway driver is not the play. It's a mid-range speed. Otherwise, you're out-driving this landing zone. And they still haven't invented a disc slow enough for Ezra to throw it into that landing zone yet. But there is gaps, but you don't want to be over there. Or I guess I should say there are gaps.
Go. Go. Go.
Asked for it to go, and you got it.
It moved about as much as it possibly could. Ezra does find that one Anheuser hole and just does the best he possibly can with it. That was a beautiful approach.
Yeah, I love the way that he landed it soft as well. Not a lot of movement after.
And I mean, Colten was right there with him, but just because he was just 3 feet off of where Ezra was, his angle was completely different. He had to go with a completely different stance, and you see the result. Thomas, from that perfect drive, he's going to go with his Nova. I actually kind of prefer to be a little bit farther off that hillside just to be able to see the pin. When you get closer to that hill, it definitely blocks any sort of visual aid that you might have for the basket. Colten winning the longest follow-through ever contest.
The longest putt ever. That was deep.
He really knows how to put a lot of spin on his putts. He can get them going quite a ways.
Great putt. And you're on a little bit of a heater at this point. I mean, the front nine's where you want to score, but you've pretty much got all of the scoreable holes on the front nine.
I can't draw it up any better than this. I'll be honest with you. It's something special about playing your home course, the course that you learned how to play on in a big-time event. Oh, by the way, did we mention that $20,000 is on the line?
No.
Not in this round, unfortunately.
Don't say it out loud. We're still playing.
Okay, of course. Good birdie from Ezra from out of position. That was...
You don't want to jinx your 6 down.
I definitely don't want to jinx my 6 down because that, like you said, that's all the scoreable holes. I'm playing hole 1 and 6 essentially for long putts, maybe an outside chance at birdie. But the holes that I've tried to birdie, I've birdied so far. So I hope I can keep that up for a few more to give these some insurance birdies in the back nine. Hole 9 is not one of those holes, though. Par 3, brand new tee, 430 feet, and you can barely fit an umbrella through this initial gap. It goes downhill the whole way, but there are just so many trees right side and a few on the left side that you have to beat if you want to get down here for any chance at the birdie putt. And just to make things more difficult, they decided to put the basket on an elevated rise.
You could fit a closed umbrella through the trees.
Only about 4 of them. Thomas, this looks so good.
Yeah, but that's kind of fine, really. I mean, that first gap is so important. Like, that's the double bogey tree. You miss that, and then you can get a bogey, and a bogey ain't that bad.
Hats
It's
off
not
to
real
the
bad.
DGPT crew for making this nice, because this was a mud pit.
Well, it really was. We got that bad rain the last day of the USDGC, and it rained the next day and a little bit into the day after that. And all this new area where these tees went in, it had never had foot traffic before for people to stomp down and make it hard. And it was a mushy place to practice, that's for sure. And these tee pads were just caked in dirt. And they came in here and just put in, I can't even imagine how much mulch and rock. Ezra Aderhold with a FD3. And he just, if he didn't hit a tree, he's going 50 long.
What just happened? That never even, like, flexed.
He just...
Heiser flipped it to the other tee pad.
I don't think that he's throwing the disc that hard. I just think the disc knows how muscly he is.
It's like, okay.
Oh, God, I got you. All right. 0.
Little layup. You're happy with the 3?
Yeah, I'm very happy with the front 9 score.
And he better be happy with that because that was beautiful.
Thomas, I didn't know how difficult that was. He really hit a beautiful line just to get to that putt, and that's no guarantee. Look at that, man. Another Jomez, maybe. Yep, here it comes. Oh, it's beautiful. What a fantastic birdie. The only one on the day.
And that puts him to 4 down. Great front 9.
Mm-hmm.
Right on pace.
And And Colten with some great shots, just one missed putt and that unfortunate blemish on hole 5. Other than that, he was playing really well as well. I mean, he could be 3 under or 4 under, and just like, you know, just like that. But falling behind the pace just a bit. But 4, 5, and 6 under in the front 9, those are some good scores. No scores over par besides Colten on hole 5, and that is definitely what you're looking for on the front 9. And back 9, I can guarantee you it's not going to play that easy. There are a bunch of really difficult holes. As we check in on the front, and I've got the lead right now, feeling good about that. And Eric Oakley with his big eagle on hole 5, him and Andrew Pesnell and Thomas Gilbert are at 5 under par. As it stands right now, that would be the top 4 scores to move on. Front 9, thoughts?
Looks like you guys are all bunched up there, you know? A bunch of 4 unders, a couple 5s and 6. It's really going to come down to that back 9.
Yes.
And it is going to come down to that back 9, the whole tournament.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, you definitely want to set yourself up as much as you can on that front 9. Give yourself some insurance padding, but it's going to be a lot of scrambling, a lot of really tight, long holes on the back. Definitely thanks to the Founders Club for all your support. Catch you guys back for the back 9.